Stand clear.
100% Wild podcast.
So for all you listeners,
hello and welcome to
definitely not your favorite outdoor podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Drury Outdoors 100% Wild podcast. It's powered by DeerCast, and this is episode number 278, steadily marching towards the magical 300 number.
People are going to be so sick of this by the time we get to 300. I mean, this is like 25 more weeks of saying it.
The other downside is we'll have nothing else to talk about.
Can we end?
The whole show is
Wouldn't it be awesome if we just stopped at 300?
I think a lot of people would be happy about that.
Mostly you and me.
Right. One less thing to do.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I was thinking it'd be funny because we have a guest in studio. If we just did our normal kind of chit-chat banter.
Monkey's not here.
Exactly.
I'm on board with it.
The entire time.
guys, what about me?
Oh, wait. Don't speak unless spoken to. We told you that before we started.
Or laugh. Or make eye contact.
All right, so you're Tim Chelswick. I'm Matt Drury.
You're still Matt Drury.
And we have
Kyle Lamore, longtime DOD team member. Almost 20 years?
Almost 20 years. We're getting there. Getting old, buddy. Getting old.
You start
That's
when
right.
You were 12?
I started when I was 7. No, we started
Wow.
right out of college. We were pups, probably 22,
Kids.
23 years old, and that's it.
You and JJ.
Double J.
You and JJ from the start, right?
Double J Colsar. It's only been him. That's right. Exactly. You know, we started Dream Season, all amateurs, many, many moons ago.
season 3?
Correct. Season 3, 2003, 4, somewhere in that neck of the woods.
We started Dream Season in 04, so that'd have been 06.
06. All right.
So I'm curious, almost 2 decades in,
Mm-hmm.
what do you look back now and kind of cringe at? Like whether it was your technique, your style, your whatever.
I would say early season hunting. Like we would just grind. Since we got chosen, we were all excited. Like we just had to be out there. You know, had to hunt because we got to get Drury Outdoors to kill. And man, we would pound it. It's October 1st. We're out there. We're hunting and didn't have a deer on camera. Like didn't have just
playing the odds.
Can't kill him from the couch. And we're out there. And I thought, how many hours of our life did we waste just thinking that some magic unicorn was going to walk by?
Most of the hours.
Oh, yes. 99% is the answer.
Did you have any rare, like, early morning kills, early season, or just some weird flyers happen, or was it pretty much just dead?
It was mainly dead, especially early season. It was junk. We kind of learned as we went along that, hey, wait till it's right, then get in there and do what you're thinking. But that was a hard lesson to learn. We're kind of slow learners, you know. We're not the sharpest
you're
tools in the shed.
So.
Right, that's why.
He didn't say they're slow teachers, just slow learners.
So I guess good educators.
We can be both. Exactly.
So I think everybody falls into the same trap when they first come aboard, whether it's Drury Outdoors or back then, Dream Season. They're like, all right.
They're terrible to their spouses.
Well, obviously. No, they fall under this pressure to perform. Not that we put it on them, but the pressure just is there, I think.
Right.
And so everybody grinds through the first season, and almost everybody has the worst first season. Almost everybody we ever bring on has the worst first season with us. So, like, if they have years of killing booners and they're just giant buck killers, we always say it internally. Mark, Terry, and myself, it's like, all right, this year they're going to suck. Just wait. This is going to be a crappy year for them. And it almost always happens.
Why do you think that is?
I think because guys don't want to lay an egg. Exactly what Matt said.
Yeah.
Like you so want to get that first hunt on video and be like, see, I know what I'm doing. I'm official. I'm this and I'm that. But because of that, you do things you normally wouldn't do. Maybe push the wind or maybe hunt when you shouldn't, et cetera. And I think it ends up hurting people. I really do. Ours, for an example, we did Dream Season 3. We didn't win. But Matt and Terry and Mark said, we'll still film it. If you kill one the next year, you know, we'll probably still take it. We'll use it. So we did. We filmed together off and on almost all the entire season. And it was November 12th. And I'll always remember it because it's still my favorite day of the year. November 12th, that evening, that afternoon, I was like, I'm done. I've had enough of this stupid camera. We're paying for the lease. I'm going to this stand. You go to Cleaser's going to this stand.
And what happened?
We split up.
So you left the camera at home?
I left the camera in the truck.
Yeah.
It was there.
I'll never forget
It was there. And it was a Wick Thump 181. stud, right? So it gets worse because then, all right, hey, we're going to film together. We're going to film again. You know, these guys are like, did you get on film? No, but we filmed every hunt before that.
Good for you. You're still not on the team.
But yeah, we're not on the team officially yet. Anyway, so all right, 2 more weeks, film, and then we don't do it again. November 26th, Sunday night. I'm just going to go by myself, right? This is the second hunt by myself. 160 something. What dunk? Same stand. I'm like, okay, right then and there we made the pack, and I think send in some photos. Hey, we either have to commit to the camera or we don't. And
he sent me the photos. And I sent them to Mark. Can you imagine what Mark said?
Oh, great.
That was a nice version.
Was it something like that? Awesome. He got a buck. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
So,
not exactly.
You know, so it's almost automatic. It happens to all of them.
Happened to me.
Did it happen to you?
Yeah, I went till December 18th or 20th before actually having a shot at a deer, and it was a kind of a smaller buck that I ended up killing. But I killed a great buck the year before, and then 2 great bucks. That I had a good string of. I probably had 3 good years of hunting. 2018 started Drury Outdoors full time.
Yeah, laid an egg.
Yes, it was not good.
It's tough.
No.
It's tough.
It happens.
Yeah. So 20 years.
It's a long time. It's a long time.
You're no longer a young pup on the team.
No, I'm not. As a matter of fact, these fall meetings, we'll go there anymore. We're kind of like the old guys. Like it used to be those young guys.
They'd be Reisner and Odell.
Yeah.
Hey, they're still the old guys, but
they would do the running
they're a lot
around.
older.
Now we're the ones who sit in that chair and go, "Who's that guy? Who's that guy? I don't know." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, "Who's that old man? Who's that old man?"
Boy, I haven't seen this guy on camera in forever.
Does he still hunt? I didn't even know he hunted.
They just kind of keep him around.
No, you and JJ every year, man. You put a string of some really solid years together here.
We did. We had a very good run a couple of years ago. Last year was a little tougher. I was telling Tim earlier that last year we were very, very fortunate because we don't have big farms. It was the first year that I can truly say we did not have a giant to hunt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then kind of take that for granted because I know a lot of people would give their right arm for it, but we didn't have one. We killed what we had, and that was it. And
well, so my question is, if you killed what you had, and I don't remember exactly what you killed last year.
145 and 2/8.
Okay, so
I'd kill that.
what was how old do you think he was?
I sent in the tooth, and I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but the tooth said 4.5.
Oh.
Now, so if I knew even as a fact if he was 4.5, would I still killed him? Absolutely. I mean, our farms again, we're talking 30 acres. They're tough to manage. Yeah. With that being said, I still would have.
There you go. That was my question.
You guarantee he gets to the next year. Of course, your hands off because he could be my mega stud this year. That
Yeah, but you can't.
there's
make
never
some
a
ding dong
guarantee.
killed the year early, but you don't know that. I mean, the odds are so small. So yeah, I was still happy with it. And
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Anything cameras out yet this year?
Cameras went out about a week ago. Prospects are still lacking, but we're hoping it's because it's hot and they're all laying low and all those fun things. But this week, I see a break in the weather this coming week, and we got one more week before we go back to school. Hope to finish cameras, start on some plot work, and kind of get serious here this week. So getting the fever.
I think everyone, including myself, are watching our range stations and DeerCast like crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, I was this morning looking at that 14-day. It's like, all right, is there any chances, like really good chances? And it's like, 12 days from now, an okay chance, tonight, an okay chance. It's just like, I'm not gambling. I need to see a little bit more first. And of course, there's going to be probably 4 pop-up showers between now and then.
Yeah.
But I'm still waiting because the temperature is more than anything. We're kind of going through another heat.
Pretty hot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Scott and I have been talking about it a lot because it's Monday the 8th right now, and within the next 2 weeks, I would like to have everything ready to go, but I don't want to be too early, and obviously you don't want to be too late. So it's this is like rain station, radar, the 14-day. Like this is where it's coming in.
14-day hourly scrubbing through.
That's what I was mostly looking at. You can go into rain station and go out 14 days, and that's helpful. Like if you have your rain station set for an area that you're going to plant the food plot or an existing plot, it's nice to be able to say, oh, okay, I got 0.38 inches are supposed to get, come between now and 14 days from now. But I also like just going into the hourly to see if it's in the daytime or the nighttime. I feel like the nighttime ones you could kind of bank on if it's a solid chance. But those daytime ones with the way the heat is.
Hit and miss.
Just pop up, hit and miss.
That's right.
Yeah. So how about the timing of your plots and everything?
Yeah, I think same thing. I feel like we used to do, again, this is us, take it for what it's worth, right? Which is probably not a lot, but it used to be right now, middle of August till Labor Day. And anymore, I'll push it all back. I'll start probably Labor Day. We had one of our best food plots ever, September 30th, when we put it in the ground. But I think it's exactly what you said. We knew rain was coming. It wasn't one of these pop-up storms.
Yeah.
It was, hey, rain is coming on Tuesday. Brrr,
And
spit it.
for you guys, October 1st, Illinois, October 1st is as soon as you
That's
can get
right.
in there.
Good call.
You're trying to plant to palatability anyways.
Yes.
So really, you're a month. You got a month there.
Yeah, and I don't even want it till October 20th, 25th, somewhere in there. The first 2 weeks, it's kind of a bust usually because of weather, et cetera, and time of year. So you're right. I always forget you guys are a few weeks before us.
Yeah.
Sure that's.
I got a nice deer that I'd hope sticks around, and we had him from last year. It's a deer that we were chasing last year, and it's one of those deals where like we didn't have any food where he was hanging out, so we're putting in new plots to try to capitalize. And that's of all the properties and all the plots, it's like we got two that I am very concerned about that I really want to make sure go in, and they're new, and so we're really watching the weather.
I like it. We were on vacation. We did a little float trip this past weekend, and I knew back home was getting rain. I'll go to DeerCast, and I got one station set at my house, and just for fun, you can look right there. Hey, we got an inch and a half of rain. I think that's cool when you're out of town.
Oh, yeah.
You can still check it and see what you got.
The other consideration is like this weekend I overseeded a plot, and my buddy Tony came out to help because he's got some lawn care equipment. He was going to aerate it because I actually had quite a bit of clover that came up from last fall when I overseeded the hot spot with clover, and so that's actually looking pretty good. So I didn't want to come in and tear all that up. But we were actually talking about you, Matt, because we were talking about just how, because he listens to the show. He was like, man, I really want to try to get some kind of machine back into where you've got your plots.
I said that the last episode.
because it just sounds like Matt feels like it's impossible. Like it's just like you ought to be able to get something back in there.
I've never seen it. I've never been there. I'm the last guy.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, that you should listen to, buddy.
He worked his butt. It was 95 degrees yesterday afternoon. Stupid humidity, and he's got this really nice big machine. It's like a walk behind aerating machine that's meant for. It's clearly meant for a nice manicured flat
golf
yard.
course, right?
Yeah, it's got these huge flat wheels on the front of it, big weights on the side, and he's like, it's one to rip his shoulder out of the socket, bouncing over rocks and stumps and.
Sorry, man.
We got a little bit of it done. No one got injured. I think we kind of broke the machine in the process.
Here's the first piece of advice for all you listeners to this podcast. Never listen to anything I say.
It's for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, I know nothing.
But the little bit that we did scratch up the dirt, was good. That's gonna be killer.
You might have been better off with a pick.
There's gonna be a weird, like, random path around the plot with some radishes growing out of it, I'm sure. But I was gonna say the other factor in putting in plots is just the time that you have to do it.
Amen.
I had a little bit of time this weekend to get it done. I've still got some other stands to put up. So I was like, I see a little bit coming in the forecast. So I'm gonna roll the dice.
You're 100% right. I forget about that sometimes because Scott and I, we try to pinpoint the best day, whether it's the weekend or the weekday or whatever, but we know that we can get out of work here and go do it.
Sure.
And that's obviously not most of your average person can't go just leave their office and go plant a food plot.
So it's like working around family schedules and everything else that you got going.
Yeah. But I know Bennett planted a bunch of his plots, or all of his plots, I think he said a couple days ago, and everybody's trying to hit. There's a really solid rain front that moved through, and then we have another good chance today, tomorrow, tonight. So a lot of people are trying to hit that.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're going to get the rain. The concern is after this first week of August, that period for the next 3 weeks is usually nothing.
It's tough.
And usually super hot. That's what you can get concerned about.
I totally forgot about go ahead.
Or worse, you catch a little rain. We had this last year. I planted, I think, radishes, and we caught a rain, maybe 2-3 tenths, and they pop up, and they're about this pretty. And then just what you said, shut it down for 3 weeks and nothing.
And you can replant.
Exactly. It's like, well, we could just try to plant radishes on these 2x12s too. I mean, it'd be the same thing. It makes no difference. So dumb.
I hoped to get out to frost seed this past spring. It didn't happen. And so Friday I saw on DeerCast map, I saw on the Doppler radar, we had a huge front coming, and it was like 5:30 or something like that. So I got all my stuff together, rushed out, and I was rain seeding, which I don't know if that's a thing, but it was a torrent. I was out there and like the lightning was like an X-ray, like it's just blinding you. And I'm like, I'm probably going to die doing this. But I got a lot of seed in the ground on Friday afternoon in the rain. And then yesterday when I was out there, they were already shooting up. Like I already had new growth.
You're ready.
So I risked my life.
But it was worth it.
We'll see though, because we could have some dry weather here.
Right.
I don't know.
But you're not going to get that big 80-inch deer on your camera without 85-inch deer without all that.
I mean, I've got some
work,
standards.
are you?
If he's 3, bring him to me. Is that Terry's saying?
I don't think Terry's, but that's a good one.
I do like that. I've never heard that one. If he's 3, bring him to me.
Yeah, my standards are a little different.
I hear you.
It's all about where you hunt,
That's
though.
exactly
It's all
right.
about what deer
Yep.
you have available. I mean, I was thinking about even just we got pictures of this big deer overnight or early this morning.
Where was that at?
The unanswerable question.
Just for knowledge sake.
So I was thinking about something that I've heard guys like Mark and Terry, Jay Gregory, Don Kiske, these guys have said it for years. If you don't have big deer to hunt, you don't have big deer.
Yeah.
You can't kill them. You know what I mean? Like you can't. I think about like our Ellsbury piece doesn't really have, it may maybe want to show up. If we
Right,
get flooding, they tend to push up into the hill ground a little more. But if they're not there, they're not there.
Spot on.
What
You
can
can't
do?
kill what's not there.
So to your point with your deer last year, or what Tim has available there in that suburban kind of setting, hey, I mean, pretty proud to be able to
Absolutely.
kill a deer like that.
Well, speaking of suburbia, people need to stick around for the Real Wild clip this week, later in the show.
It's good. Yeah.
It's
super cool.
It will make you, if you have been a detractor about hunting suburbia, it will make you think twice about it.
I'm game. I'll
And
hunt
I
anywhere.
know a guy who knows a guy
Who knows the guy?
It's got connections.
who's got connections to this particular piece we're about to look at.
His brother used to deliver mail to that guy's sister, right? One of those deals.
Something like that.
Yeah.
My
I
point
know him.
is, I might have a blind set up in his driveway.
I'm not too proud.
Actually, this seems like something this is like Tim's go area.
I'll stand on the top of the slide.
Sitting in the blind. Just leave the package on the porch, Amazon. Thank you. Wick them.
There's one place I hunted a long time ago that they had such a good router in their house that I could still get Wi-Fi
still
in the
Wi-Fi.
stand.
Nice.
Yes,
That's
I
win-win.
could go on Facebook Live with my iPhone. At
That
the
would
time.
be awesome.
That would be.
Think of all the deer casting you can do.
It really gets well, at the time I was working on my graduate degree, so I was able to go to that house
Actually
and
work.
actually get stuff, like do my assignments and stuff on my phone, and a lot of good that did.
And now look at you
where I
today.
am.
Look at the success that you've gained from.
So much success. I am so ready though. So as I've been going out to do work on my plots and hanging stands, which I have gotten into a lot of biting ants, by the way. I don't know why that is, but this year they're really bad. But I've been using my my nose jammer soap to go in just to reduce. I mean, I stink by the time I come out of there, but just to do what I can to reduce the scent profile. And I forgot how directly tied to deer season that vanilla scent
smell is,
It's
yes.
like, oh yeah, deer season. I'm so ready. It's like when I
Here
smell a
we
whiff
go.
of ozone.
Right.
It feels like deer. Or when I crack open my bow case,
Yep.
that smell smells like deer, and it's getting me excited for
What's
it.
your
Starting
bow
to get
case
the
smell
fever.
like?
Failure? Mostly failure.
I understand that.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
But I think it might be the foam. I don't know, but like whatever's in there kind of gasifies.
Have you been shooting much?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I was pretty happy when we shot at your farm.
Yeah, you
I was
shot
pretty
good.
happy with how I shot. So I kind of feel like I used to shoot a whole lot during the summertime to the point where I'd almost burn out by the time season got here. So I've learned to kind of take it easy and not peak before season arrives.
You're going to be fresh, ready to roll.
Exactly.
Oh, I like it.
It's like NHL hockey. You see these teams that just like go nuts during the regular season, then it's a completely different team
Exactly.
during playoffs.
So Kyle, what's on tap here. What, like you guys got a couple different pieces. The one is your home place.
Yep, correct. It's where I live. And then we have another one that's not very far, 5 minutes away. I mean, you guys are in the same boat. We have learned, if we've learned anything, it has to be close to home to hunt it.
Yes.
It has to be close. I mean, we've tried the leases further away. We've tried the out-of-state trips. And although it is fun, as the kids get older or even when they're small, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I mean, don't forget, we've got softball tournament. We've got a basket weaving contest, whatever the wife ropes us into, we always have something to do. And if it's 5 minutes away, hey, you can get to the tree stand and you can get back home. So to get back to where you were, yeah, we got 2 farms. They're both close to home. Neither one are big, couple, 100 acres here and there. But yeah, we put all our eggs in that basket and we go from there. Last year we tried. We said we wouldn't do it. No more goose chases. That is our vow.
No more prospecting?
Together. No more goose chases. And a goose chase is like, hey, I got a big buck. You guys should come up here and hunt, right? Because we've done that for 20 years, and it just
Never
seldom works. So we vowed that, but then we thought, well, all right, we're going to try this one. And the only reason why was the guy was sending pictures,
Sure.
and the deer was 200 inches. I mean, no doubt about it, it was 200 inches, and he would lease us the rifle rights for the first 5 days for a pretty reasonable price.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, now the flip of it is he gets to bow hunt the farm. September 15th, right? It opens up, and we're going to split this with Brian and Cody, the Nebraska boys, and it's right in the middle. So I mean, it's going to be a win-win situation.
You've
right?
seen Brian with a rifle, right?
I have.
That deer just needs to be within a half mile.
Yes.
That deer's dead.
He's got his little suppressor. He'll be laying down. Boom. Did I get him? I think so. I don't know.
Let's drive out and see.
So anyway, to go back to that, of course, we get that text. No, we didn't even get the text. We text the guy because we're like a few days before your Missouri gun opener.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we're going to get to camp, blah, blah, blah. Any more pics of the 200? Have you seen him, this and that? And we get back the text pic of him going,
He's holding them.
No.
and it's always one of those, awesome, congrats.
We just had a meme about this.
Did you really?
We just shared a meme.
Neighbor
it's
shoots
just
your
it's-
target buck?
Yes, it's just a punch in the gut again. I mean, he's,
When did he kill it?
I don't know, like a week before we got there, I guess, but he didn't even send a pic or anything.
Of course
and it
not.
was 204 something. I'm just a stud. So we go up there already kind of deflated,
Yeah.
and then just got our tails kicked. I mean, kicked. We saw very, very little deer. The trail cameras at home, the cell cams are like ding, ding, literally the best 4 or 5
Missed
days.
ya.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, we're done. Like that was the last straw. It was
Until
fun,
the next
Brian and
one.
Cody.
So if you're listening, you
but
want
we're
to send
done.
Kyle some
If you want
pictures.
free money, call Kyle and JJ.
That's exactly right. Like we're just giving out just freaking free cash. No, so our plan is to stay home. I mean, we're going to push it home. Maybe somewhere late season if we could draw something up. When Illinois is not peaking, but food is in place. We've got standing soybeans on both farms still. Let weather dictate when we go in and hope the heck that we get a customer on each farm and go chase them. And again, we're never looking to knock the roof off the building. We're looking to kill a deer apiece. If we
Yeah,
do that,
that's a hell of a year.
we're thrilled.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So, you're not going to.
I mean, that's how 95%
I think
of
so.
the deer hunting world
so.
operates.
Yeah.
At least 95,
Maybe
not
more.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's most guys are. If I kill a deer,
Yeah.
I'm happy as can be.
And right, and you should be, because that's
Yes.
real life. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
No,
The Billy Madison meme where he's like, yeah, I passed a 145
Yeah.
last
No, you
night.
didn't.
Well, I know a guy who
yeah, no,
Pass
you
it.
didn't. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's real life.
I don't
Yeah.
believe you.
A lot of guys talk.
Yeah. Amen. Talk is cheap.
yeah. Well,
My same buddy Tony, this is the Tony episode, he's got a deer that's probably in the 2 somethings
Oh.
that
would
is
he like
on-
you talking about this?
It's on a friend's property who his family is completely against hunt. They love seeing the deer.
Yeah.
Well, of course they
Sure.
do.
The
It's
deer
just giant.
might as well be on Mars
Off limits.
for Tony. It's a stud and it's completely patternable.
God dang. That hurts.
And he's got a cell camera up on a feeder over there
Mm-hmm.
that this family has, and he just gets pictures all the time of it.
They just want to enjoy the nature.
Yeah.
We did that one time, knocking on the door because we had seen them in the summer, a couple big velvet bucks. And this is 15, 18 years ago. Old man comes to the door. Hey, sir, we've been noticing these big deer in your field all summer. Did you have anybody who leased your ground or this or that? And No, he's like, hold on, you got to talk to her. Here comes the wife,
That's
right?
always the wife.
Oh, she's waddling.
What do you want to do? Well, we were hoping to kind of maybe try to get some of the deer, like take pictures of them.
Right before we shoot them.
Well, we could take
Yeah.
a picture of them, but then we'd like to like get them too. Oh, no. Okay, go back. We'll just take pictures. Is it too late for that option? But no luck. I know what you're saying.
It's tough.
It is.
It's tough. But in the real wild clip, we're gonna see footage of some up close and personal deer.
Really deep teasing it.
Yeah.
Suburban
I mean, we
buckage.
can watch it right now. We don't have to tease it anymore.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Joe, you ready for it?
Joe's running the machine back there. Here we go.
All right.
Real wild clip.
Real wild clip of the week this week. We're looking at. We're looking at a driveway, a circle drive, somebody's front yard.
Suburbia.
Right here on the porch.
Oh.
And all of a sudden you see one giant,
Oh.
two giants,
Whoa.
three giants,
Bachelor bucks.
I love to count.
four giants.
Oh, look at this.
And they're just walking right down the driveway there. One's eating some of the bushes.
Look at that. He's chewing on the bush. That's great.
And the reason why this person who gave us this footage, he said he was looking through the footage because all the flowers were getting eaten. He was trying to figure out what it was. And then he gets these four bucks walking through there.
That'll do it.
And I said, you know what would have been funny is if like you caught a guy just eating your plants. But then you see these four deer walking through the yard and not eating anything.
That would be really
Oh,
disturbing.
man.
Look how big that deer is.
That's a great deer.
And there's like a nice home in the background.
Yes.
And they're walking through the front yard.
There's Tim's ground blind underneath the pillars of the porch.
That's what I said. Like you could put a tree stand right there in that tree right there, or you could put a box blind.
The trouble, and this is my life. The trouble with suburban honey is never where are you going to hunt them from. The problem is where are they going to go when they expire.
Once you shoot them.
Somebody's backyard.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's tough.
Look how big those deer are.
Those are
That's
studs.
crazy.
And that's on a nest.
Yeah, like the old
The one that's in the
doorbell.
bushes is really nice.
Yeah, that last one's a stud. Look at his tines.
We need to go do some door knocking.
Well, we know where this one is.
Yes,
We actually have this address in our address book.
And there's a chunk of woods nearby. I was scoping it out.
Tim's looking into it.
Yep.
Look how big he
Yeah,
is.
it's
I
that
know.
wide.
Looks like a
That's
mule deer
great.
there.
It'd be perfect
man.
to take pictures right there in the circle drive.
Yeah.
It's set up for it.
Right in the landscaping hero.
And this is a scenario where, like, guarantee you, the suburbia, like, all the neighbors are pissed at the deer because they're eating their
Right.
flowers.
Yeah. But there just needs to be one person
Who says no.
Yeah, who says no.
Well,
and
yeah,
they
there's
put
going to
the
be a bunch of people
kibosh
that
to
say
it.
no in that scenario.
Yeah.
All of them but one. You'd get one person to say yes, and that's it. Yeah.
But
So.
so close yet so far.
Real wild clip of the week. Pretty good this week.
Super cool.
So actually, it's not wild at all. It's very domestic.
It's domestic. The real
Yes.
domestic clip of the week.
It doesn't have the same ring. Too bad. Our buddy Daniel had a question. He reached out to you on Instagram to get some help with.
Yeah, actually, no, Daniel. Daniel helped us out on the river farm with a skid steer. He had one of those brush cutters.
Oh, skid steer, Daniel.
Yeah. So, now, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
All right.
it.
The question of the day is probably brought to you by Blocker Outdoors. Stay cool in early season with the Agnatic Performance shirt. What are you doing to me, Tim?
Well, just listing a product that one of our sponsors has.
Oh, no, I got it. Let me hit it again. Okay. Angatech. You should give me a heads up.
Nailed it.
Hey, there's
Stay cool in early season with the Angatech Performance shirt and pant. Now in stock at blockeroutdoors.com.
the key is it's in stock. There's a lot of stuff out there.
You guys
that's not.
were in Blocker Outdoors
We
last
do
year.
wear, yeah, we were Blocker last year. I liked
Yeah.
it. I did.
It's some good stuff.
It is.
And
It was
price
warm
point's
and
really nice,
right where
too.
it needs to be. Yeah,
The silent tech suit. That's
You were in Blocker.
Yep. I loved it.
they had a code, and I don't know the name of it. I don't believe it was the Agnatech, but
Or
it,
what I call it,
I don't
Anglo-Saxon.
know. Ragnarok. Anglo-Saxon.
God, it was warm, big, warm, super. I don't know. It was great. Good stuff.
The Pursuit is
That might have been it.
their late season.
Yeah, that's more our
Giddy up.
speed. Pursuit. We
Yeah.
can say that.
Yeah.
Right.
Purswit? What is this?
just wait. There's some rack pack name.
Anchovy. What?
Anchovy.
What?
The anchovy suit. For some reason, that one didn't sell very well.
Said Blocker.
It's Blocker Outdoors.
Blocker.
I made the same mistake last week. Don't feel bad.
And you got yelled at too?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's all right. Whatever.
I like chastising.
Glowering.
Old
too.
habits are hard to break.
I said the same thing.
It's because we're old.
All right. So Daniel wants to know. He goes, everyone in my area claims they're on board with managing for mature deer. But I'm wondering if it's wise to start a text thread with them all to share pics of up-and-comers.
Why are you reading it like that?
My voice is shot. I had basically a bachelor party this weekend. It was a guy's trip weekend at the lake with all my buddies from college.
Nice.
It was not a bachelor party. It was just us. We do it every
Farting
year.
around. It's the pancake breakfast.
We do it every year.
month.
And it got crazy.
It sounds like there's some cognitive delays happening.
Well, after the story I told you, you should understand why.
You should show the crowd your.
I have actual
You
injuries.
have a really deep bruise.
A deep bruise,
Really,
a
like
cut
a
on
plum.
both legs, right all over the calf. I couldn't even walk on Saturday.
Miranda's gonna stop letting you go.
She
to these
basically
things.
alluded to that. She's like, what are you doing? You're 41. You're an idiot. Your friends are idiots. I'm
You're like, I know.
"Look," I go, it wasn't my fault. All right, here's the story.
Hon, listen.
We were in a golf cart, a motorized golf cart.
Okay.
We were leaving a facility, going home.
So we weren't even playing golf.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
But the
Had
golf cart
nothing to
was
do with golf.
motorized.
We never golf on guys'
Right.
weekend.
Okay.
That'd be
I
a
would
waste of good time to
time.
do
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah.
Driving home.
Adjusting.
It was like 9:30 at night. It wasn't even that late.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the back of the cart,
Minding your own business.
minding my own business, getting for there's 6 of us.
Right. Drinking ice water.
We're drinking. And so I'm waiting there ready to leave. All of a sudden the guy that's in the front seat driving, he takes off and I'm sitting there, I'm still holding on tight.
You boys like Mexico?
It was about like that. And we're in a parking lot. He rounds a turn and he runs into an unmovable object.
Oh, God.
Head on. At least, I don't know, it's a motorized golf cart, so I don't know how fast this thing goes. I'm thinking at least 15.
That's pretty quick.
And he hit it at least at 15. And we were going downhill. And I fly off the cart. Everybody flies off the cart. But I got pretty banged up on the way off of it.
Got injured.
My stuff's laying everywhere. Things are everywhere. The cart is totaled.
Did you hit your life alert?
The cart was totaled.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
So I do have footage of the next day of me. I had my truck and a ratchet strap. We had to tow it from the security office back to the house.
Are we going to play that
Like
next?
the walk of shame only
We could
with
play
a
it. I don't
vehicle?
have it teed up, but we could.
Throw it in post.
The noise it was making because I was basically dragging it
Right.
miles back to the house because the
Sparks
wheels
are flying.
The wheels are pointing different directions.
It's like a Baja vehicle.
So, anyways, that's not why my voice is shot, but that gives you an idea what the weekend was like. That was the first day.
Yeah. Well,
So-
so no judgment here.
No,
You wanna
sympathy.
You read it. You read everything.
sentence that
Anything
you're on?
readable, you read from here on out. Man, we'll let Kyle read the rack pack names.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm out of voice.
So Daniel is concerned about sharing info with the people in his areas about up and coming deer. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's a wise concern to have? Do you think he should share the pictures? Kyle, what do you think?
Man, I don't know. How well do you know your neighbors, Daniel? Like, are they trustworthy? Or are they like,
That's what I told
you know what I mean? You don't know. Can you come up with 2 threads? Like one's a fake thread and you just put out your small bucks and see if anybody bites. And if they bite and they send you big bucks, then you could join
Invite him
in.
into
That's a very sneaky good idea.
You see what I'm saying? See what I'm stepping in?
You're not exactly lying.
No, you're not lying. You're just withholding maybe.
Well,
Yeah,
no, just say, hey,
strategic.
here's some of the deer I got.
Yeah.
You just start with some of the
Some
deer.
of the smaller ones and work your way
Lying
up.
by omission.
And if you get big ones in return, then you start sending big
Okay.
ones. Huh? I don't
That's
know.
what she said.
That's brilliant. You should work in international diplomacy.
I do. Yeah.
Oh.
7th grade science.
Wow.
It's the same thing.
It's like
Yep.
it's like working with terrorists.
Can be. It can be.
Basically what I replied to him. I'm like, man, it all depends on the neighbor.
Yeah. I don't
If
know. It's
they're
tough.
Turds.
Or,
I wouldn't do it.
either. I wouldn't
But
either.
if you know them and they're trustworthy or
Right.
you got any kind of rapport with them,
Bingo. Yes.
I wouldn't hesitate. if I knew them.
Yeah, do you know them? Do you go to their house for cookouts? Or are they living in a rusty van down by the river? I mean, you don't know what kind of clientele you're dealing with. Just makes a difference.
I would say send all the pictures to me, and I'll vet them for you.
I'll post them for you. You're such a friend. Man, that's nice of you.
I'm a nice person.
Well, Daniel, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big fat maybe.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
He's a good dude, though. He's got a lot of turkeys on this property,
Sounds
too.
like he's
Really?
got a skid steer, too.
He does. He's got all the implements. He's
Fun.
got one of those big giant brush cutters.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Skid steer turkey,
so
Daniel.
on the river piece, we had a bunch of were they like willow, like young trees, but it was a bunch, like it was thick. And so we just wanted to carve out a little
Copse of trees.
Yeah, a little hidey hole food plot. And he came in there and just freaking annihilated it in no time for us. It was pretty awesome.
I think about those implements a lot when I'm back in the woods.
With your pickaxe, trying to break a
You
plot
live
going.
such different lives. You account for probably the majority of the public. And I'm just like, I just had this guy volunteer to bring a skid steer over.
Believe me, it's not a point of pride for me. I would gladly opt for a machine if I could.
Think of how strong you're
Source
getting.
one.
the
Yeah,
way
that's
you
right.
do it.
That's right.
And the pride you take knowing you did it yourself.
you know,
I mean, it's
You don't want to be
worth
that
a lot.
lazy landowner
No.
that just brings in
Call
equipment.
somebody.
Every time. And
Just show up and shoot the deer. Like, what fun is that?
How many
No.
offensive things have I said so far? I said, okay, Scott and I just leave the office when we want.
I
get
can't really do
People
that.
volunteer to bring their skid steers over.
Right?
Tony really spoiled me though, bringing all of his gear over. It's just a matter of being. He was like, if you can build a road back there,
Get back there.
then it's lights out. Like we can do a lot of stuff, but it's a big if.
Couldn't you get, let me think of some other piece of equipment you can maybe get your hands
Yeah,
on.
I love the ideation sessions that we have. What if you?
Well, what if, I mentioned this, I think the last time, but what if you went in there and like, how big are the trees in diameter that you're, like, could you weave your way through smaller ones and cut those down?
Yeah, so we've got one plot where we're looking at literally building a road to get in there because it's not only trees, it's also a creek crossing, and it's also like eroded hillside that kind of goes up and down like this. So he's got a 4-wheel drive, and everything is off camera back there. So he's got this 4-wheel drive tractor that we think and he's got a grapple bucket attachment for the front that we can pick up the bigger logs and move them out of the way. But I'm filming it because it'll be part of the story for whatever I happen to kill this year.
Yeah.
Because it's been a process for sure.
So, like, renting a skid steer for a day is out of the equation.
It's not out of the equation, but also like the optics are a consideration when you don't own the property.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a handshake deal, and all of a sudden this guy's
You
bringing
don't want to
in-
go in there and overstep your boundaries. I get
You're
it.
just ripping trees.
Here comes a track hoe.
No, this is going to help your property value.
How is that going to help? Well, you'll
Wait,
see.
so you're taking down the trees?
Yeah.
Do I get paid for this?
Building a
no,
road back there?
No, we're gonna make the trees in a pattern so the deer go to my food plot. Like, we're wasting all of this.
You want to dam up a creek? What? Yeah, just a different world altogether. So let's hop into the wildlife word. It's brought to you by Mossy Oak Properties. Find your favorite place so you don't have to rip up someone else's with a local Mossy Oak land specialist. Okay, here's a Latin term for you.
Ooh.
It's a scientific name. Ceratopagonidae.
That was gonna be. Like,
It's the family
cooler.
name. Sorry. We can fix it in post, right?
Continue.
No, we can't. It is what it is. Ceratopagonidae is the family name for what bothersome critter? Is it A, no-see-ums, B, leeches, C, ticks, or D, door-to-door political pollsters? Ceratopagonidae. It's pretty
you gotta
much
go first. I wasn't even
says it
actually
in the
listening.
name, guys.
You lost me at Ceratopagonidae.
That's exactly not it.
Sarah and Toppin.
Ragnarok.
I couldn't have pronounced that.
Sarah Kaya comes in.
You're a teacher.
Yeah, but I only teach biology, and this is like
This
is
seems
like
a
bugs
bio-
and stuff. So
This seems like a biology kind of word.
that's why we're going with B, leeches, Larry.
Okay. He's going with B, and he's dead said on it?
Final answer.
Whoa.
Lock it in. I'm not saying it's right. It's just my final answer.
Is it the right way, the wrong way, and the Kyle Lamore way?
If you exert it with confidence,
Well,
people are like,
a critter wouldn't be a no-see-um or a tick.
Well,
I wouldn't have thought a leech either, honestly. Critter to me is like,
in my world, when I use the word critter, I mean any type of organism.
could be a bug, could be an elephant.
Yep.
160-inch deer. It's a critter.
all right, I'll go with leeches as well.
Okay. It is a no-see-ums.
Yes. Nailed it.
Biting midges.
That's not a critter.
Really?
No way in any world.
Well, that's why I
No-see-ums.
said, here's my definition.
You
so that you
screwed me.
knew is my fault.
It was too late.
I don't think so, Tim.
These are the vector for EHD.
Really?
Biting midges. Yep.
I learned something today. I thought I'd get dumber. Look at that.
These are
Well, there's still time.
when you go in with low expectations.
We haven't got to the rack pack names yet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm going to nail them.
There's worse stuff coming. But that family is a large one. There's a lot of different biting midges out there.
Yeah, I would never call them critters.
Okay.
I'm
Duly noted, Mr. Biology.
I mean, that was unfair. That was a trick question. Although I wouldn't have called a leech a critter either. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a tick.
I thought the teacher might know something I didn't.
I
It
felt
is
pretty
kinda
good
your
about
fault.
that, too. Yeah, it should be. I should know that.
I was the kid in school that always felt really good. Oh yeah, I did good on that test, and came back. It's a C, it's a B, and then my
Pretty
friends
good.
were like, I think I flunked it, and they got A's.
But I was also that guy that went to college, and I'm like, I'm going to be an environmental biologist.
Yeah, I was that guy too.
Year 2, get into biology too, and I'm like,
I can't read.
maybe
a long way.
I'll just teach it, right? Okay,
yeah,
let's
it's
do that
easier.
instead. And that's kind of the route we took. So yeah,
I don't blame
maybe
you.
they covered that the day I was gone.
That's it. Yep.
Our poor youth.
They're in trouble.
Okay, we got some shout outs. Mark LeCount over on DeerCast said, good stuff, guys. Adam was great. He's talking about Adam Anderson, the podcast from last week, episode number 277. FYI, possibly mysterious animal was a capybara. Just saw something similar shot in Illinois. Of course, you see something you don't know what it is, you kill it. Maybe same type of critter. Anyways, great job, guys. Always enjoy the podcast. And so this is...
For the reference, the correct use of the word critter.
That's true, yeah.
A capybara is a critter.
Capybara is... I don't know what that is.
So I'm sure you watched it on the podcast a couple weeks ago or last week. but-
Yeah, refresh my memory real quick though. Just tell me about it one more time.
Oh, sounds like we got another team member that doesn't follow along. So we had this really crazy, weird looking critter
Okay.
that looked like a rabbit or a jackrabbit or a
Like a cross between a rabbit and a fox.
with a possum shell for a butt.
Well, possums don't
Not
have
possum.
shells.
Damn it.
One of those...
Chupacabras.
No.
Ooh.
God dang it.
You know what chupacabra is?
Yeah.
What's
well,
the word I'm thinking? Armadillo.
Armadillo.
God dang it.
Armadillo.
Look, guys, I got a fog from the accident.
He's
Traumatic-
wearing the
that or the
Ragnarok
hangover,
performance.
one of the
Traumatic brain injury over
There
here.
was some brain cells definitely were affected
The
this
thing
week.
that did it for me with that video was that it came directly from Ben, one of our guys here in the studio. It was
Yeah.
Ben and his dad. We know them, so it wasn't
Oh, so
like
it wasn't
a friend
tweaked.
of a friend of a
Yeah.
friend gave us this video. It was directly from Ben.
New guy Ben.
And
Yeah,
what-
same guy that ran over a whole entire box of clays.
What was your vote? What did
Before
you
we
think
could
it
shoot
was?
him.
Well, it looked closest to a rabbit, but it walked and trotted
Like a dog.
Like a dog. And so we're like, that's not anything that should be around here. So we put it out to the rack pack.
Okay.
And
They did
our rack
good work.
packers actually figured out what it was. It's a Patagonian Mara. M-A-R-A.
Is this real?
Patagonian Mara.
Look at me. Do I know anything?
No,
Yeah,
you-
right.
Just because I wear a
Never
polo
mind.
doesn't mean I'm smart.
Scott, is this real?
They are they're part of the like exotic pet trade. So
Okay.
people get them as pets, and
tired
maybe
of
it got
them.
loose, or maybe they
Yeah.
just decided to get rid of it, flush it down a toilet.
Oh.
But it was out running around DeSoto, Missouri, and caught their eye.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was a weird
was
looking
weird.
critter.
I'm going to start watching this show, I guess.
I still wouldn't bother with it.
Not worth that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're on it. You know what it's
Yeah,
worth.
that's true. That'll be 2 though that I've watched now.
Yours and another
And
one.
the first time I did it. I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
I said that. I think
No,
I told Tim. I
I've
go,
seen
the
'em,
only
I've
time
seen
our
'em."
team watches this podcast is if they're on the damn thing.
Honesty. People like honesty.
People like to see themselves too.
I have.
That's why they're on the team. There's no other reason to do it.
The glory. So thanks, Mark. If folks don't mind, head over to your podcast app and drop us a review. Give us 5 stars. Give us 6 stars if you can. I don't care. I don't care about anything. Too cool to care. I'm what you call a cool kid.
Hold it.
You want to punch me right now, but you won't.
Punch you right in the bruise. See how that feels.
Honestly, as bad as it looks, the bruise does not hurt. The leg hurts.
The laceration.
I could not walk hardly that next day. Like the calf, it was almost like it just cut my calf in half.
Cut you smooth.
Yeah.
Good.
It was some really sharp metal that and then a parking lot.
Yeah, he did say object. He didn't tell us what he ran into.
I'm not
did he?
telling you either. It wasn't me that ran into it. I'm not telling you on the air.
It was your friend.
It was. I got video footage of the right before the accident happened.
So kids, this is what happens as you age. Your injuries become less and less cool. Like, it's not like I was on my mountain bike and I, hit a jump sideways or
Nope.
something. I was on a golf cart and I fell off the back.
Broke my hip.
The interesting part, it's almost 20 years ago that I was in another accident with this fellow,
Oh,
and I was in the back
you were
seat.
about due for another one, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, when you guys are in your 60s and rolling around,
I'm going to
just
skip the guy's trip.
do it.
that week.
You might not recover from that one.
Yeah.
Break a hip, you die.
Okay, Kyle, we got some Rack Pack members. On Facebook, we've got a very private group, very exclusive.
Yeah.
Are we at 1,000?
Boy, we got to be close if we're not.
We got to be closing in on 1,000. Scott, check the Rack Pack and see if we're at 1,000.
Scott!
Hold it.
I love you, Scott.
We got some. Oh, we got.
What do you got, Scott?
Is this where
That's
the
what she
fake name
said.
gets thrown in there?
Oh, 992. And we just picked up 2 more guys.
Oh, we need 8 more.
Noel Gandy,
Oh, no.
Billy Brentzman.
Does
Really
the
badass.
does the 1,000th member win anything? Because
Sure.
All right.
Send
Sure.
the 1,000th member a hat.
Scott, hurry up. Go get
Billy
my phone.
said- so one of the-
We're only 7 away. Come to me.
Are you not in the Rack Pack? You son of a...
I think so. I just wanted to double check. Let me know when we're 2 away.
Listen,
Does your wife manage your Facebook account for you, and that's why you don't know offhand?
1,000. Woo! That's me.
hey, this is what I think about you.
You and your mom are hillbillies.
Whoa. Yeah, for real. Billy said, funny and informational, always have good guests, makes up for Tim, LOL.
Thanks, Billy.
That's not nice. Billy?
I like him.
Billy is a badass.
Well, hey,
like
Billy,
him.
I do
look
too.
at this. Decline.
No, we need everyone.
Now you need
everyone
9. You're going the wrong way.
Well, anyways, so we're going to have JJ, or sorry, how many times is
That's
that
all right,
now?
They're
Terry.
joined at the hip.
What do you need, Terry? I can help you out here. So I'm reading
You
to
this.
should have called me
dad,
Tim.
Mark.
That would have been a bigger disappointment.
So we're welcoming the newest Rack Pack members. Is that what I'm doing here?
Yes, yeah. So you got to read the name.
I got him, buddy.
And there's one that is not real.
That's what I thought. I thought one was fictitious.
You're
See?
familiar with the show.
Yeah, I am. Oh, yeah.
I heard about it.
Old time listener. First time watcher, old time listener. All right, we want to welcome then Todd Duncan, Jason Keffeler, Milton Wadhams, Cade Gonzalez, Trey Rivas, Dustin Southard, Sean Johnson, James Fitterling, and Ryan Singer.
You kind of hung up on James, and I was wondering what is exotic about James's name.
Fitterling.
I think, I was already looking at his last name.
James.
I got a couple that I'm a little concerned with.
You're used to reading names out in class
am.
and stuff.
That's a good point.
Hey, James Fitterling, sit down.
Sit down, James. Be quiet.
I know which one's fake. It's a lot easier when you're not the one reading them.
The pressure's not on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going number 3. I'm going Milton Wadhams.
Milton Wadhams. Milton Wadhams.
Milton Wadhams.
Adams.
Milt Adams.
There's no funny wordplay here. Milton Adams is Milton from Office Space that burned down Initech.
Oh.
Touch my stapler.
They took away my swing line stapler.
If for the kids out there, if you haven't watched Office Space before, go online and stream it or whatever you kids are doing these days.
Check it out.
It's a classic.
Put it in your tape deck.
Go to Blockbuster, rent it right now.
Yeah, it's a Mike Judge film. I think it came out in 1999 or 2000.
Yeah. Jennifer Aniston's in it.
Yes.
Hot as always.
There we go.
She
doesn't
about
age.
the same.
She does
it's
not
crazy.
age. Like all the movies she's in now with like all the Adam Sandler movies,
Same
she's
thing
still
as when
hot
we
as
were
hell.
15. Yep.
Yeah. She's like 50 probably at this point.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
crazy. But yeah,
What are
solid
you doing
movie.
with your life?
I got problems.
Do you know that whole movie was that Mike Judge was supposed to write a film about Milton because that was a comic strip that he had, and he's like, I can't write a whole movie about this guy. There's not enough depth to him. It's not interesting enough. So let's build kind of a world around him.
Really?
So he ended up being kind of a secondary character in the movie, but in reality, like it all started with Milton.
I'm trying to I just listened to a podcast with Mike Judge on it not long ago. I'm trying to remember if it was Rogan or if it was like Conan or one of those guys. No, it wasn't Conan.
David Spade and Dana Carvey just had him on.
That may have been it.
Fly on the Wall.
No, it was Rogan. It was
Okay.
Rogan because they were talking about the Beavis and Butthead movie coming
Yeah.
out. Yeah, or at the time was
I
coming
never
out.
watched Beavis and Butthead a whole lot, but it made me so happy to refer to it as Beavis the Butthead to people, and it made people so mad. And it made me realize my favorite person to make laugh.
Is you?
Is yourself.
I don't think so, Tim.
Classic.
That's a classic.
Needs to be a ringtone.
Well, yeah, we could get some Beavis and Butthead sounds on. Again, kids, if you haven't seen Beavis and Butthead,
They haven't.
I think it's on Paramount Plus. That movie.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
So,
could stream that as well.
I mean, people should just tune into the show and they could get
Movie
recommendations on
reviews?
watching other things.
I would
podcasts.
much rather do a pop culture podcast
Then How to Kill
than
Deer.
a freaking
If people
podcast.
want us to do that, let us know in the rack pack. If you just want us to,
Like, I got a lot of shitty advice for you people
He's your man, right?
about a
problems
lot of
with you
topics
people?
that aren't related to deer hunting. I mean, you get your crappy deer hunting advice here, but I got much more to give.
maybe we do like a couple bonus episodes. Like you nerd out on what you're interested in, and I nerd out, and then people just know, like, hey, it's not going to be a whole lot about hunting. Tune in if you want.
Pull back the cover, and then everybody sees like we're way into
Gooey
Star Wars.
underside.
Would
Yes.
would that really be a bonus though? Do we have to call it a bonus episode?
It would not be a bonus.
Hey,
It would
Kyle's
almost
in the
like
house.
if we're on 278 and that was supposed to be 279, all of a sudden we're actually at 277.
You went backwards.
It's
I thought you were
taken
going to throw a decimal out there. 278.
No, that happens when we don't record shows, Matt. We had Tim Sylvia on
And did one of these?
and did a whole one of these.
Right.
And then at the end,
Tim cried. It was
Producer
emotional.
Matt
Because you
told us-
forgot to hit the record.
No, it was a really touching
we did not
episode.
forget. That's not our job. Someone forgot to hit record.
Oh boy.
And so
It's not important who.
that was 271.1, I think, or
Yeah. Well, no, 276, I think.
well, either way, it no
Here
longer
recently.
exists. It never
Kind of
did.
like a double punch on the record button.
Yeah. Have you ever
Yeah.
done that?
We have, and thankfully nothing too big. One time in Texas, on like a wild hog, I think I did it, and Cleaser did it maybe on a doe or something, but not on a good deer. Thank goodness, not yet. Knock
better
on
knock
wood.
on wood.
Knock
Yeah.
on wood.
Do you ever get done with a hunt and you know the footage is on your camera and you feel like I gotta go someplace quickly? Like I've got the winning lottery
Yes,
ticket. I gotta
don't
get to
lose the
7-Eleven. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that way all the time.
There's some team members that we have that obviously don't feel that way because it comes like this, like it's like we might just be getting to editing their thing. They're like, this is like 8 months later, and they're like, oh yeah, I think it's on the camera card still on the
And they'll
camera.
just
It's
mail
like,
the card in?
What? And they just mail the card in an envelope, not
Oh,
even in
dude, that's great.
some
I
sort
take
of
the
secure-
card to a postcard and send it in.
That's like, what are you doing? And then there's always shock and awe when something happens to it. Like I don't get it.
hunt? I didn't see my hunt.
First thing the guy says, did you back it up? Well, no.
No.
Did you get insurance? No.
It was
Do
on
you
that
have
card.
Do you have a tracking number? No. Well, you're an idiot.
It was in a little envelope, had a stamp in the top corner, right?
Anyone can mail in footage.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Got it. Well, thanks for hanging out.
You bet, not a problem.
You're here because you're doing your interviews.
I
for
was. We
Natural Born.
were busting out some natural born interviews today on a deer I had killed. And yeah, just kind of killed two birds with one stone. I was crossing the river and I saw my phone ding. Tim, and then I was like, quick glance, look at the traffic. Do you have time to do a pod? I'm like, oh, do I have time to do a podcast? Hey, hon, do I need to be home for something? Don't I at noon? No, not today. You don't.
You called JJ Hunt?
Are you sure? Not JJ. He would have been nicer. And he was like, she's like, no, well, we got dentist appointments. I'm taking the kids to school. And
Did JJ kill anything?
like, time. JJ
Okay.
killed time.
Oh.
He
So
killed
that's
time.
why he's not here today. I just
Yeah,
I wanted to bring that up.
JJ didn't even have to go.
Oh, you
yeah,
knew the answer.
I knew that.
Oh,
He didn't have to come shoot the fun little realities today because
you didn't make him come and watch?
Well, I said yesterday because we were on a float trip together this past weekend. I said actually got to go down and do the Drury studio work. Oh yeah, maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll jump the kids off at my mom's and I'll go with you.
Maybe you won't.
And I said maybe the odds are 6 to 8%, somewhere in that neck of the woods.
Ew.
And he's like, yeah, never mind. You just go and get it done. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah,
That was
thanks
that.
for nothing.
Yeah, right.
He had better things to do with his
Yeah,
time.
but he got out of it because I was a solo cam pro and on the kiln last year. First time ever. First time I've ever had to kill and film at the same time.
Yeah.
That's tough. Man, that's tough.
Tim's a pro at it.
Kudos. Yeah, you and old Dave Kramer gets away with it once in a while. A couple other
Don
guys.
Jensen?
she?
Dawn is the true
I didn't know
pro.
that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dawn is like the best at it.
Really?
Yeah. But it's a little different because she hunts out of box blinds. So
Yeah, that helps.
She sets the tripod up.
Yes.
You guys are in a tree and trying to move the arm, and
I was in a saddle.
neither one's easy. But
Saddle last year.
No.
Trying to run the camera. Hanging off the tree. Yeah.
$200 is $200.
I mean, hey. Buck's still dead.
That's all that counts.
No style
good
points.
hunt.
Yeah, good enough.
Yeah, it's hard, but oh well, it all worked out. We got that knocked out today.
Yeah.
We got this knocked out today. Call it a win.
Jeez.
not to say that we needed a guest, but we
But you needed a guest,
Yeah.
We last minute tried to get Wayno.
right?
Because that's the kind of guy he is.
He texted back. He said, if I can do it remote, I'll do it. I was like, no, I want to have you come in on a set. And he's like, ma'am, I'm going to Denver in 2 hours. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can wait.
He's like, I just pitched yesterday. It was hot out there yesterday, and
That wouldn't have stopped him.
no,
No, I'm not from coming in. The
Okay.
fact that he has to go to Denver.
Yeah, that's a big
Hey,
deal.
that's-
Do it. Yeah.
but they got the win. Freaking
A
birds
sweep.
are rolling.
Swept
See
the
ya,
Cubs.
Yankees.
Swept the Yankees.
That's good stuff.
That game yesterday was.
That was eternal.
It was a
We were
long
listening
game.
driving home, and then I had kicked it on when I got home, and like it still wasn't over.
And the ump. Sucked.
Oh, he was terrible. The
That's
home
first
plate
thing
guy,
I said to him, I go,
he was so
I go,
bad.
it was fun to watch yesterday, but
Yes.
that ump was brutal. It was
And
like,
both
he
sides.
was the
His strike
worst.
zone was here, either side, and then he got hit by a pitch or something. And I think the
Knocked
heat got to
the
him too,
shit out of
and
him.
he was out of it. Like I'm not one to complain about.
he stayed in the game.
umpires'
Just to
refs.
keep-
He stayed there. They're like, "You okay? You sure? You weren't okay before you
He
got
could
hit."
barely stand.
I
Yachty had to
know.
catch him.
Did he really? I didn't
Yeah.
see that.
Where'd he get hit?
Right square in the freaking
yeah.
forehead,
Yeah.
right above the eye.
He got smacked.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
hot.
water
and
your
just-
eyes.
Yeah.
He looked like an old dude.
Literally, immediately when he got hit, Yachty swung around and grabbed him and held him from. He was tipping over.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's incredible. Like,
Yeah.
just his presence
Yeah.
of mind and react.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. I thought they'd switch. Like, let the first base umpire come in and you go on the
nothing.
field or something. But I don't know. Pride took over.
This is the kind of stuff we would talk about on the podcast.
Sports
I would like
ball.
to do.
Oh, no, this
Not
is
just
a
sports, 'cause
bonus.
I don't really have time to watch a ton. It just so happens
Right.
I got home yesterday.
It was hot.
Wasn't feeling great.
Bingo.
It
Same.
was hot out, so decided to sit on the couch and be a worthless dad.
I just survived a golf cart. I saw my life flash before
She
my
had
eyes.
she kept, I sent her pictures, this was the worst part. Not the accident, not for me. The person who got in the accident or driving, the worst part happened the next day. But for me, the worst part was as soon as we got into the accident, I'm looking for my phone in the parking lot. It starts ringing. It's my wife. God damn it. How does she know this? And I was like, I'm going to have to call you back. Just got into a little issue
Oh,
here.
boy. Don't tell him that. Don't say that.
So then she's texting me that night, and so I sent pictures. She's like, "It looks like your skin was just pinched." I'm like,
Yeah.
"I'm telling you, the
By a
golf
vice
cart's
grip?
totaled. It was more than a pinch. Like there's no, she could care less."
Yeah.
As long as I keep coming home at night to help at bath time and
That's
dinner
all they
time.
care
Honey,
about.
unrelated question: is our will finalized?
Well, it's funny you even bring that up. She could care. She's oblivious to any of that stuff. But I'm always in the back of my mind knowing what we do for a living, and there's certain just accidents can happen kind of
Yeah.
things. And I'm like, man, I have a life insurance policy, but I want to like increase it and make sure that just in case. So I've been telling her about this stuff. Like I have an LLC. It's like, okay, hey, you're going to be an executor to this and that and the other. And she's like, why are you telling me all this? Like what?
You've seen
Just
it
in
shape
case,
on it,
hon.
right?
Just in case.
And I'm like, dude, I'm just telling you, like, if shit hits the fan,
accidents happen.
accidents happen. And this was before the golf cart accident. It's like, you never know.
Right.
Just so
You
you don't
don't.
have a huge headache to deal with on top of the fact that I'm dead. So,
Fast forward
Trying
6
to
hours.
look out for you, honey.
and then fast forward 6 days later, here I am in a golf cart accident that
Miranda, remember we were talking about
she's like, she's like, what the hell are you doing out there?
you fools.
Why are you with these idiots?
It's sometimes better that our wives don't see the predicaments we get into, whether it's deer hunting or with
100%.
our buddies.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It's just the way.
Oh shit! Scott fell out of a box plane last year. I mean, anything
Yeah.
can happen.
Yeah.
That's not it. Just because it's mundane feeling doesn't mean that it's mundane. Like anything at any time
Yeah,
can
they-
happen, no matter how safe you're trying to be.
They would wig out if we saw some of the predicaments any of us get ourselves in. We were bear hunting once in Canada and had a sow come in with 2 cubs, and the cub shot up the same tree I'm in. I'm sitting there like this, and here's a cub, here's a cub. I'm like, and I'm
Petting them.
hi, boo boo, how you doing, buddy? And I thought, oh my god, my wife or like they would wig out,
Take a selfie.
and I was concerned, but I was like, oh man, dumb.
for good reason.
Yeah, there's a reason women live longer. There is
100%.
There is.
They're not driving golf carts
smarter.
with their dumb friends.
Yes, exactly.
Top speed, no lights on.
No.
I snorkeled a big spring in Florida one time, and the park rangers that were there said, "Hey, there have been gators spotted in the area. Just a heads up, keep your head on a swivel kind
Right.
of thing." And so I called Beth before I went in, which is a mistake. I was like,
Duh.
"Hey, we're going snorkeling.
There's gators
My
in
buddy's
these
gonna be
waters.
scuba diving, and there's gators in the area. So I just want to tell you I love you." And
Tim, be careful.
No, it's the conversation isn't that. It's like, why? Why are you
said-
doing it?
Yeah.
who's this?
Why would you do that? That's dumb.
Yeah, I wanted to see an alligator, and I love snorkeling. So
That's win-win.
yeah. All right, I think we probably bored people sufficiently for this episode.
I don't know, Tim. I think
I
the shenanigans are where
That's what they come for.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not for the. We found out.
It's not for the food plotting advice. Nope.
It's not for the tips and tactics. It's for the
you
dumb
said
advice.
tips, right?
Yes.
Yep. So we are closer to having a process for people to audition for the show as a guest. So keep your eyes open, folks. You could.
It's sitting in my inbox next to 1,000 other emails that I have to get to.
we got some stuff to get through, but it's possible you could be on the show next. It's also possible that you won't be.
There's a bigger possibility you won't get picked. As I already told
We
Tim,
won't
I
be able
was
to
like,
pick everybody.
Look, if they suck on camera, I don't want them in here because it's so hard to carry a conversation with somebody that's going to freeze up in front of the camera.
Yeah. Or you could suck so bad that it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, only if it's like they're kind of dumb, but they talk a lot, and so it's like they're saying stupid shit.
That's what
Right.
you were saying about,
What'd you say?
nothing.
You talking about me?
Hey, thanks for tuning in,
What
everybody.
did you say?
We just become best friends.
He's dumb, but he talks a lot, so it's all good.
Hilltop.
But
Put him on
that's the
there.
best I could hope
I'd
for.
much rather have that guy than a guy that when you're like, hey, so
Quiet and
what's
dumb.
your food plot advice for this year? He's like, yeah,
Gotta get
just
him
gonna
in
put him
there.
in.
I like clover.
Like, can you expand on that? It's green.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's you just did the sling blade move. Like you say something, then you jut your
Okay.
lower jaw.
Plant a lot of clover.
Where can I shoot you, big old bug? I'm not staying here.
Shooter.
Sling Blade, also another great movie from the 90s. I believe 90s.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Another good one.
also good.
You boys derailed again.
Sorry.
Dear.
What's your favorite movie?
Hoosiers, because I'm a Hoosier.
You're also a sports guy.
I am a sports guy, yeah. I just can't get away with it,
Hoosiers
man.
is a classic.
It is. It's so good. Even though you've watched it 100 times, like, you know it's going to happen. It's still fun. And it's real life. Like, that's... We were in
Kids getting yelled at by the coaches.
And when I was in high school in 1993, our little town, little Staunton, Illinois, they won the state championship, and there was only 2 classes. There's A and AA. It wasn't as watered down as it is now. My dad was the coach. I mean, it was we play the big Chicago powerhouse. We're up there.
Mount Carmel?
No, like Chicago, Hales Franciscan.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if he was out measuring the rim to see if it was the same height as back home in Hickory or Staunton, but it was same thing. We get up there, first game, we're down like 16-0. I'm like, okay, we're going to get beat, but just don't let us get embarrassed, right? And then the nerves kind of settled in, and they won. Then they win the second one, and then Sunday they win the third one, and it was, I don't know why. Maybe Hoosiers was my favorite before that, but that's always a great memory I have. Yeah, it was cool.
The
Super
underdog
cool.
story.
Yep.
It's always a good one.
My favorite is maybe Superbad.
That's not a bad one.
I got a good one on that. We're bear hunting again, and I'm watching Superbad when I killed a bear. Little side note, piece of trivia on my iPad. I'm watching Superbad. Cleisha's like, bear, huh? Take the headphones off. Hey, there he is. All right, play.
McLovin?
Yes, exactly.
Who is that?
McLovin. One name? What are you, Seal?
That's old school. McLovin.
Yeah, that's a classic. Although you kids, again, if you're young guys and now like the kids these days, like that movie's a cancelable movie. Like everybody's ashamed of themselves for liking it. I am not.
No, not at all.
Go to hell.
Blazing Saddles.
Good.
I will watch that movie till the day I die.
You know, I've watched bits and pieces and I know all the like one-liners, you know, and it's a classic, but I never.
Because your dad's a Blazing Saddles guy.
Well, he's definitely that era, but I don't know. He was not a huge movie guy. He loved Bonanza. You know, he would watch the hell out of some Bonanza.
Little Joe.
Bonanza.
Oh yeah, he still does. Like you catch him, if he's actually watching TV, like he's probably watching some crappy Bonanza.
When the real Adam left the show, that's when it went downhill.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Like old westerns and crap. He watches that stuff.
He loves that stuff.
I hate that stuff.
What?
Pretty boring.
Terrible, yeah.
Bonanza's not bad.
It's an acquired taste. Westerns are an acquired taste
I don't
because
want
they
to
are
acquire
slower.
it. I want to like it. Why do I have to acquire a taste for it?
Well,
for anything, food.
Because you need some culturing, son.
Yeah, you're
I
probably
do
right.
know, like during the pandemic, I think mom got him to watch like that first, few months when everybody's locked down. He got to watch Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Like something I'm thinking of like.
Yeah, sure.
New. He really liked Yellowstone.
That's the last one I've been hooked on. Yep. So.
Any Clint Eastwood Western, I'm in.
Is it Unforgiven? Right? No.
I don't know if he's
what's-
in that.
Right? No. What the hell movie am I thinking of then? The one where him and
You asking the wrong person.
he's like an old broke down cowboy by this point.
Brokeback Mountain?
No.
No.
He's not in that.
Gran Torino?
No. Well, every movie he's produced in the last 15 years.
He's a grizzled old
broke down.
guy.
But no, this is like one of the last big westerns he did. And he was a hired gun. And
Man, I don't think I saw that. I'm always really
That's a
suspicious
classic.
of newer Westerns.
yeah, this
Just
isn't
full of
new. This would have been
dollars
in like the mid to late 90s.
Oh.
Joe, can you IMDb that? Yeah, I'll check it out. Do it quickly.
Unforgiven.
Isn't it?
But they're like the classic Western is pretty quiet and they're pretty slow. Like
yeah.
they're
Yeah,
very
so slow.
Well, that's
throughout.
how this Clint Eastwood movie kind of was. It was slow going, but it's just a classic.
So Terry kind of naps, watches those.
So in the 90s, he's got Unforgiven.
Yeah, Unforgiven. I'm right. What year was it?
92.
92,
Oh.
Unforgiven. It's a classic Clint Eastwood Western. All right.
Put it on
on
my
that
list.
note,
All right.
Tim's shut down.
You add that to your playlist,
I'm like,
or what are you
oh my
doing over
God,
here?
I don't know if I've seen him before. Some of his movies just kind of like roll into others in my mind.
All the last three for sure.
It's like he's like the Adam Sandler of the Western world. All his movies kind of seem like they're the same.
All right.
All right. Well, that's done with.
We've now covered it all.
278. Check.
Done. As long as this show recorded, we're all good.
DUN done.
Yep. All right. Kyle, thanks for coming in, man.
You bet.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me, guys.
Yep.
Good luck this
Good luck.
fall.
Check him out this year.
Yeah.
Natural
Stay
Born.
safe.
Shoot straight and
Hook
hopefully.
in all the way up.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Have that insurance policy locked in.
Stick to your family. Yep.
Hey, man.
All right.
Till
See you
next
guys.
time.
See ya.
Peace.
DeerCast is now supercharged with maps. Get ahead of your game with killer new features like live Doppler radar, wind check out to 5 days, virtual rain gauges, GPS path tracking, and more. Plus, get our 14-day revolutionary DeerCast prediction and access to DeerCast Track. Prep, predict, and pursue with DeerCast.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DoD TV was brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.